When bad news come calling, what do? Just keep on trusting the Lord, who has the power to turn things around for your joy. Your loving Father cares. Listen to this.
Son called and he said, "Dad, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Peter, my youngest son, he said, he's dead." I said, "What happened?" And he told me what happened, and I said, "Don't you let anybody touch him until we get there." And so Jamie and I had to get up. We had to get dressed. It was an hour drive into Colorado Springs, and we didn't have cell phones. This was March the 4th, 2001. And so we got ready and praised God for the Word. We knew that death and life is in the power of the words, and so we refused to speak any of our doubts. We spoke and agreed and said the first report is not the last report. That's the first thing that popped into my mind. So as we were driving in, I was beginning to feel grief and sorrow and anything that anybody would feel, and I just didn't like it. We have love, joy, and peace. I can choose how I feel, and I don't like grief, and I didn't like sorrow, and so I just started resisting it, and out of nothing but faith, I just was saying, in the name of Jesus, I refuse to grieve. I started just praising God in an effort to counter all of the negative stuff that I was feeling, and as soon as I did, when you start praising God, the Bible says that's strength to still the enemy and the avenger. And I just started praising God, and when I did, prophecies started coming back to my remembrance. And there was 2 instances where people who never knew me came up to me and said, "You got 2 boys, and the younger is going to turn to the Lord before the older one does." And these were people that didn't even know me. I knew it was ordained of God, and they prophesied exactly what I needed to hear, and those prophecies hadn't come to pass. And it just finally dawned on my lightning fast mind that if those prophecies were really from God, then He had to live. All of a sudden, I saw it. Those prophecies helped me to focus, and I started laughing, and I told Jamie, I said, "This could be the greatest miracle we've ever seen." I'm not sure what Jamie thought about me. I know she was standing in agreement, but I saw it. And I said, "It's going to be awesome." And when we finally got into Colorado Springs, my oldest son came out and he said, "I don't know what happened, but 5 or 10 minutes after we called you, Peter just sat up and started talking." And when my oldest son called, he had been dead over 4 hours. He was already stripped naked. He was a white boy. He turned black, and he had a toe tag on, stripped naked on a cooler in a morgue. And he had already been pronounced dead and put in a morgue, and he just sat up and started talking between 4 and 5 hours with no oxygen to the brain, and he came back with no brain damage.